The first time you realize your intuition was right. There is a moment that almost everyone experiences at some point in their life. It is the moment when you suddenly realize that your intuition was right all along. At first, it often feels surprising, sometimes even unsettling, because it means that somewhere inside you, there is a quiet intelligence that noticed something before your logical mind fully understood it. Many people describe this experience as a gut feeling. Others describe it as an inner voice, a sense of knowing, or simply a feeling that something did or did not feel right. The interesting thing about intuition is that it rarely arrives dramatically. It usually appears quietly. It might be a small hesitation before making a decision, or a feeling that a particular situation is not aligned with your well-being. Most people ignore these signals at first. They convince themselves that they are imagining things or overthinking. Society often teaches us to rely on logic alone, and while logic is important, intuition is another form of intelligence that works alongside it. Think about the times in your life when something did not feel right, but you continued anyway. Perhaps it was a relationship, a job opportunity, or a conversation where you sensed that something was not quite honest. Often later, when more information becomes available, people realize that their initial instinct was correct. That realization can feel powerful. It shows that your mind and your energy were already processing subtle information before the situation became obvious. Intuition works by recognizing patterns. Your mind constantly absorbs small details about tone of voice, body language, emotional atmosphere, and environmental cues. Much of this information is processed below the level of conscious awareness. Your intuition gathers these signals and communicates them through feeling. This is why intuition often feels like a quiet signal rather than a loud voice. The challenge many people face is learning how to trust these signals without becoming anxious or suspicious about everything. Healthy intuition feels calm. Even when it warns you about something, it does not cause panic. Instead, it creates a steady sense that you should pause and observe more carefully. Fear feels different. Fear tends to be loud, urgent, and chaotic. It pushes you toward immediate reaction. Understanding this difference is an important part of developing intuitive awareness. Another important lesson about intuition is that it becomes stronger when you acknowledge it. When you start noticing your intuitive signals and reflecting on them, you build trust in your internal guidance. You might begin writing down moments when your intuition speaks. Later, you may see patterns where your instincts were guiding you in helpful ways. Over time, this awareness builds confidence. Intuition is not something mysterious that only a few people possess. It is a natural human ability that becomes clearer when we pay attention to it. The first time you realize that your intuition was right is often the beginning of a deeper relationship with your inner guidance. It encourages you to slow down, observe more carefully, and trust that your awareness can recognize subtle truths. Developing intuition does not mean abandoning logic. The most powerful decisions often come from combining both. Logic helps you analyze information. Intuition helps you sense the deeper context of a situation. When these two forms of intelligence work together, your decisions become more balanced and more confident. Many people who begin listening to their intuition notice that their relationships improve, their decision-making becomes clearer, and their confidence grows. They feel less dependent on external approval because they trust their internal compass. Learning to recognize and respect your intuition is one of the most valuable forms of self-awareness you can develop, and often it begins with a simple moment of realization. The moment when you think back to a situation and say to yourself, quietly and honestly, "I knew that all along." Kulkens.